is it just me? Or when Kanye came on that screen, didn't it scare the shit out of you? She was so white and bleached, it literally gave like the ghost of African ancestor past or something. You know what I'm saying? It really scared the hell out of me. Kanye, we gonna pray for you, Pooh. But outside of that, Young Famous and Africa gave us everything that we wanted, child. It gave me everything that I needed. At this point, I need to call Bravo executives. We need to get Andy Cohen, Carlos King, OWN, WeTV, VH1. We need all of y'all in a conference room. And I need y'all to sit down and watch the past 3 seasons of Young Famous and African, so y'all can know what the people want, the people need. Exactly. Anyway, so welcome back, friend. Exactly. Welcome back. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Let's talk about Young Famous and African. I know I said I was going to talk about it early today, but I had a lot of shit going on. So I'm recording this tonight. So I don't know, I might post it tonight. Maybe I should post it in the morning. I don't know. Who cares? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. I don't know if you're getting you a little cocktail, getting you a little whatever you gonna do. Just make sure you subscribe because I know I'm trying to get to 20,000. We getting ready to talk about all of the events. Shout out to Tisha. I'm talking about lavish events. When I was talking shit about Potomac and them bust down ass events they was having, and Married to Medicine going out to Smyrna in the damn country and shit, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see it. Now, the Salt Lake City girlies that went to Puerto Vallarta, Los Padros, the Salt Lake City girlies is the only set of girlies that went to a few trips and had a few decent events as far as this reality TV season. But when I tell y'all, so all of the girls that I told y'all to go watch, tell me if you watched and tell me if you liked it. Baby, at this point, y'all can give me season 4 next Saturday. First of all of the events was popping. Can we all just agree on this, that every last one of these events gave opulence, it gave elegance, it gave, these people put time into the place settings, the floral arrangements, the scenery. Baby, when they went down to the little getaway, and they was on a little carriage ride, and the damn they was talking about the elephant with the big elephant zinc. I was like, see, this is what I need, child. The fashions. Can we talk about the fashions? So we're going to talk about everything that happened, but let's just touch on a few things first, because I ain't going to be able to get through everything, y'all. So I'm probably going to touch on a little more. This may be like part 1, and then I give y'all part 2 of the other shit that I forgot. Now, remember I told you, friend, ain't nobody fashioning like the African girlies are fashioning. Even the African men. And some of the outfits was I was a little nervous. That one little green outfit that Zari had on with the sleeves and like the big titty thing or whatever, I was concerned. I was very much concerned. But Zari still brung it. Zari wedding dress? Baby, Zari wedding dress? Did y'all see that girl wedding dress? The fashions was fashioning. A few fashion moments that really stuck out for me. Annie, she had on like this black number with these huge white sleeves in her confessional. Notice that they change confessional looks every 2 episodes. So everybody had at least about 3 or 4 confessional looks. Even Kaleigh, and Kaleigh was a little understated with hers, but she still gave all of the looks, baby. The girl Keefe, did y'all see that that rhinestone Dolce and Gabbana headpiece that she had on? It was all rhinestone and it had a D&G right there. Did y'all see when Swanky came in with he was at lunch with Nadia and Fantana, I believe, and he had on like a pink 2-piece short outfit. And then he had on like this really huge link chain. Baby, it was so many looks. It was literally look on top of look on top of look, baby. As a matter of fact, I think we need to do just a whole lookbook. Maybe we should do a Young Famous and African lookbook. You know what I'm saying? And just go down all of the outfits, the ones that we liked, the ones that we didn't like. But I think it's safe to say that the African girlies from West Africa to South Africa, we not fucking with their fashions. None of the housewife girlies are fucking with their fashions. Some of the fashions are roadkill, but a lot of them are some fashion. Just really, just time was put into this. So I want the American girlies to do this. So when I was talking about Real Housewives of Potomac one day, I was talking about Wendy, and somebody got down in my comments and tried to read the dog shit out of me talking about Wendy. But I'm sorry, Wendy is Nigerian. Wendy is Nigerian. Wendy, I want you to... Wendy already can dress her ass off. Wendy is already best dressed from Potomac, hands down. But I want Wendy to bring her other girls on. Serve us opulence, Wendy. This is where you come from. This is your roots, girl. I'm sorry, y'all, but the fashions and the events is literally what I came here for. Now, the drama's still drama with the accents and the shade. But was it just me, or one of the things that made this whole season and this franchise really, really good is the fact that they had so many grand events. Every event was like a grand gesture. Even when they went to lunch and stuff, the places that they went to, I forgot, they went to lunch one day. It was Keffe, Fantana, I believe. No, it was Keffe, Nadia, and Ethiopia. I believe her name. Edo. Baby, when I tell you the place they went to for lunch, it was like pink framework, it was like hot pink framework, hot pink decorations or something. Bitch, when I tell you I want an event like Young, Famous, and African, I want all of the events to give that. I love that one thing I really love about Africans is that they still dress. They still dress. They might overdress, but you better overdress than underdress. Loved, loved, loved. Every single scene that we got, we could pick out some fashions. Even the men gave the fashions. Even the men. First of all, we already know Swanky gon' swanky. It may be a little over, it may be a little extra, but he gonna give something. Even the other men gave something. Now, Diamond, let's talk about Diamond real quick. And then we'll talk about all of the shit that happened, girl. But let's talk about Diamond real quick. Should I feel bad that I like Diamond? Diamond, my baby father. No, Diamond is a little bastard. Low-key, he a little bastard. But if I had to curse somebody out all the time, I would much rather go off on Diamond than go off on Marceau and Martell. I would much rather have Diamond on my TV screen. First of all, Diamond gonna turn the look. Mind you, it might be a 90s rapper on steroids type of look. That's what all of the fashions give me. It gives me American hip-hop fashion on steroids. And with a little bit of couture and then high fashion elements. Shout out to the African designers, because what y'all did is that. Exactly. Now, Diamond ass, he gonna turn a look. What did I tell y'all about these African men? I thought Diamond was from Zimbabwe, but Diamond is actually... Diamond not from Zimbabwe. Where is Diamond from, y'all? I forgot that quick, child. Anyway, Diamond was everything. Diamond was a typical jerk, a typical African man. He think all of the ladies want him. When he get rejected, he throw shade. Baby, he was just lying. Just lying. Just lying. Why are you lying, Diamond? Girl, whoever Diamond Tanzanian girlfriend is, when I first was like watching this episode, I was like, whoever that Tanzanian girl, because he was on Instagram with that Tanzanian girl, the model girl. He was on Instagram with that girl. And when I started first watching the episodes with him and Fantana, I was like, ooh, that girl gonna leave him. That girl gonna leave him. But as the episodes went on, I was like, he gonna say something and get some roses. And she gonna end up taking Diamond back just like Fantana. Low-key, you got Zari in the cut who still want Diamond. Y'all see, that's the reason why Diamond think he the shit. Because the girls still want him. Like I said in my last video, I think Diamond be popping the girlies down. For those of y'all who ain't watched Young, Famous, and African, Diamond Platinumz is a famous rapper. Mind you, he's just not famous in Africa. He be with a lot of American superstars. I've seen him in the studio with a lot of American rappers, American superstars, and everything. So he's an international famous artist. You know what I'm saying? Girl, but he got, so his baby mama is on there. His baby mama is Zari. I told y'all I don't really fuck with Zari. I do not fuck with Zari. I didn't like her the last 2 seasons, and this season didn't do much for me. She gives mean girl. And she said at the end, she was like, what do I have to be nice for? So you know you a non-nice bitch. And she a shit starter and then try to play sweet. I was on Keefe's side with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zari is a shit starter and then she try to play nice. I don't really fuck with Zari. Anyway, but that's his baby mama. That's his baby mama. But then he got Fantana. So Fantana is a rapper, but I guess her little career is kind of going down the drain as of now. That's the vibes that we was getting this season. He messed with her, but then he tried to mess with the girl Keefe, and that backfired. And then he gonna say, that's what I get for trying to mess with old women. Boy, fuck you. Boy, fuck you with them childish ass braids in your hair. Mind you, Diamond is a cackle to me. He'll make me snickle and giggle, but if I was around him, I'd read the dog shit out of Diamond. I would read the dog shit out of Diamond. And I'm sure he probably would just come with some champagne, take his glasses off with some rose petals and be like, baby, everybody wants me. I don't know, y'all. Do y'all like Diamond or do y'all want to smack the dog shit out of Diamond? Because he was low-key a bastard. When he told Zari, I could leave you with the kids forever. Ho, what do you think this is? Zari, you a good one, because I would have knocked his head up off his shoulders if it was me. That's just me. Anyway, so let's talk about it. That was just my little soliloquy about all the people. So this season... So last season we left off in turmoil. Swanky and Annie them got into it. Everybody else was pretty much cool. I'm still mad that Andil didn't come back. Andil and his baby mamas, I wanted them to come back. That was a good storyline. And Andil was trifling in his own right because Andil was cool with Diamond and he was still trying to get with Zari. Did y'all watch season 2? Do y'all miss Andil and do y'all wish Andil would have came back this season? Because I do. I miss Andil. I wish he'll be a surprise guest on season 4. Anyway, girl. So the new people we get this season is Kafilwe. They call her Keefe though. She's an influencer. Anyway, she's an influencer. She's married to this guy. They never really said the guy that she was allegedly married to or whatever, but she's having issues with everybody else. But the moral of the story is, so the girl Keefe, she was voted best dressed African. Like best dressed woman as far as Africa is concerned, like all of the continents. And Swanky Jerry was voted best dressed male. You know, so she is the best dressed female. He is the best dressed male. And she turned the look. Every time she walked in, she turned to look. I even love when she had her natural hair out towards the end of the seasons. It was giving very regal, old school, 90s pretty. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you better go. You know your face caught fire when you could just slick your hair down and just be like, what you say? When? Okay. So anyway, so the opening scene, so we also have Eni Edo. Eni Edo is from Nigeria. She's a famous actress. She's a movie producer. She's really, really famous. She's like up there with like the Angela Bassett of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? That's how famous this girl is. So don't sleep on Eni. Eni is very famous in her own right, girl. So on the opening scene, we have a wedding. So it's Zari wedding. So Zari is marrying this young dude named Sharif. Sharif is like 27 years old. Zari is like 44. What do y'all think about it? Do y'all think that Zari is too old for Sharif? Like, I'm from Cougar Nation. I will talk to a young man. They got stamina. And they're vibrant. Anyway, but do y'all think that's too much of an age gap? Because Drea got drugged for dating a dude that was her son age. And low-key, Zari is 44 and her son is 26. Mind you, Sharif, I usually talk to caramel type of dudes or whatever, but Sharif look good. And I like the fact that he's not a man of many words. I liked Sharif. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like He a nice young man. That's what I'm gonna say. He looked like a nice young man. Anyway, so everybody starts coming, or everybody arrives. Fantana's there. Zari is there. No, of course Zari is there. Zari wedding dress. That's what I was gonna say. Zari wedding dress was so bad to the bone, y'all. If y'all looked at the stitching and the detail, and it was very, I'm assuming, like, by this episode, you can tell that African aesthetic is very much diamonds, rhinestones, flamboyant, flashy type of deal or whatever. And I already knew that because my African friend girl, I get ready. I be like, should I put on this one? Should I put on this red necklace or that necklace? They be like, put on both of them. So that's their style. They very flashy. Anyway, Zari looked good. Zari looked good. Her wedding dress was that girl. Zari looked good. Sharif looked good. He was T. So who all was there? So of course Swanky was there. He greeted Annie and they were being real cool. Nadia didn't like that because she know that they don't really fuck with each other like that. So she was feeling some type of way. And her and Annie already beefing because Annie mad that Nadia took Swanky's side in the beef. But Nadia keep telling her, like, you were never my friend. I was always Swanky friend. I was always going to take Swanky's side. So, bitch, it is what it is. Annie is delusional, though. We know Annie is delusional. Exactly. So, I'm not sure why she didn't absorb the fact that Nadia keep telling you, bitch, I'm not your friend. I am Swanky's friend, bitch. I don't fuck with you like that. Anyway, so we at the wedding, girl. All of the people are there. Kaleigh and DJ Naked show up. They still together. Louise shows up, and Louise allegedly messing with the girl who's who's doing, who's officiating the wedding. Girl, Louise is a weirdo. I'm sorry. I don't like Louise. I didn't like Louise. He gives me try hard, which I can kind of sympathize because I see where he's coming from. But I would like to know the full story on why your family. Louis is from Namibia, I believe, but his family banished him from. So he hasn't seen any of his brothers and sisters and his family in like 6, 7, 8 years. I would like to know the details of why they really banished him from their culture and their family. Louis is weird. And he proved to be weird again this season. Anyway, girl, so they start off with the shade. Tell me why Fantana, because so Zari and Fantana didn't fuck with each other last season over Diamond Platinumz. Because Zaria was jealous that Fantana was talking to Diamond. It was low-key giving Princess Love and Sukihana. Like, you don't mess with your baby daddy Diamond no more, but you mad that he talking to this young ratchet city girl, because that's what Nadia and Fantana call each other, the city girls. Anyway, girl, so Fantana was like, I'm shocked that Zari even invited me to the wedding. Tell me why when she got there, it was like in a garden and shit. Why the fuck this girl gonna say this like a barbecue? I mean, it's decent. Girl, not you call that shit a barbecue. And it was, in everybody else's standards, it was like a really nice event. But you can tell, like, Africans a little posh and stuck up, the ones with money are. You know what I'm saying? So that was really funny or whatever. So, girl, Annie get there. Annie's sitting right next to Nadia. And before they even get there, Annie is talking shit the whole wedding. Annie throwing shade like she marrying this young boy. He is too young. Like, the family and the kids hearing her and shit. She like, oh, you in the garden. This is kind of like my vow renewals was. She want to be like me. Annie was crazy. I don't know if Annie was drunk. I don't know what the tea is. I told y'all, I looked at a video. It was like a video from earlier last year. Or was it earlier this year? It was a recent video of Annie. And baby, when I tell you, it's all over TikTok. So if you look up Annie on TikTok and Google, I was going to put it here, but I don't know if Annie is fighting some sort of disease, a mental health crisis, or an addiction. Because her husband, 2Baba. So Annie is married to this famous rapper named 2Baba. I noticed he wasn't on this season, but he was on season 1 and season 2. And Annie was going back and forth with all of these people about him having babies. He didn't have like so many babies on her. Even in this season, Zari was like talking shit like, yo, man got babies all around the continent of Africa and da da da. So I don't know if Annie is going through like a mental health crisis, but there's obviously something terribly wrong with Annie. And in the video, it's on TikTok, and I told y'all it's on the internet. Annie dead ass look like Pookie from New Jack City. I'm talking about white lips and all. It's crazy. It's really, really sad. So after I saw that, it kind of put this whole like season into like, you know, it put it in, you know, I got a different perspective from it. Annie need help. And I don't know, they said it's rumors. Her brother said that she's addicted to drugs, da 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 da. There was rumors that she had cancer, but Annie came out and said she don't have cancer. We not sure if she got mental health issues, but something wrong with Annie. Something wrong with Annie. So after she did all of that shading, once the ceremony started, her and Nadia sitting next to each other, girl, and then they start beefing, getting loud. At the end of the ceremony, because Annie mad and calling Nadia fake, and Nadia like, bitch, I'm not fake. How dare you call me fake, bitch? Like, I told you I wasn't your friend, and I was gonna take Swanky's side anyway, because Swanky is my friend. You were never my friend, bitch. But Annie feels some type of way, because she like, well, I invited you to my vow renewal. I never know that we wasn't friends. And the whole thing is, Nadia was Swanky's friend. Swanky introduced Nadia to Annie. So Annie, you and Nadia are friends because of Swanky. So if y'all get into it, then I'm with Nadia. I don't fuck with you. If my friend said he don't fuck with you no more, then I can't fuck with you no more, because I met you through him. I literally got into it with one of my friends because of that. Because I introduced her to some people, I got into it with him, and she decided to continue to hang out with him, and then was mad because I didn't want to still be cool with him. Bitch, that's not how this works over here. I'm a Scorpio. Once it's done yet. Anyway, girl. So then during the wedding, Kiki walks in the middle of like their little ceremony during the reception and their little speeches, and she walks across. She wasn't invited, but Swanky invited her because they know each other, because they two fashion icons in Africa. Girl, so Zari gonna feel some type of way about that, and that's what's gonna ignite the whole Zari versus Kiki beef. Exactly. But then, girl, people talking at the wedding. Girl, why Annie get up? Annie weird ass gets up and started talking at the wedding like, I am just so grateful that you invited me, and I'm thankful. And everybody looking, even Sharif was looking like, baby, is she okay? Like, what the fuck going on? So that was hella weird or whatever. But that was the opening scene. Zari is marrying her young little chocolate tender, knight in shining armor. Annie was hating on the wedding, which that's what's going to end up causing the Annie versus Zari beef. And then Kiki walks in during the reception, which is going to cause like the rift between Zari and Kiki later on. What else happened? So then Diamond and Naked get together because they could go and see why Diamond didn't come to the damn wedding, because he was invited. Diamond was like, no, she ain't invite me the way I think I should have been invited. Nigga, if she sent you an invite, then if you open the email or the text message, you got invited. But I kind of understand where he coming from, because him and Zari got into it over the Fantana shit, and he said she went to the internet and she's holding the kids back from him. He was like, no, I never met this dude. You just married him. She only been knowing Sharif for like a year. But I think she been knowing Sharif for longer than that, because they keep talking about how Zari, so the whole beef with the Zari, Sharif and Diamond thing is that Zari said that she wanted to have more kids, and she wanted her extra kids to be by Diamond. Last season, Zari did say that. She did say that shit because she was jealous that Diamond was talking to Fantana hot ass. Why somebody said Fantana looked like Saucy Satan? Girl, I like the way you walk. Girl, why somebody said that that Fantana looked like Saucy Santana best friend? You wrong for that, child. Do Fantana look like Saucy Santana? Could they be cousins? Anyway, let's get back to the script. So Zari really did say that or whatever. So now, anyway, so Diamond and Zari been beefing. So when he talked to Naked, he like, whatever, I didn't come because she didn't introduce me to this dude, right? But I'm going to go ahead and meet him, because Naked is like, Y'all should meet him. Now, DJ Naked got a lot of money. He talked to the little girl, Kaleigh. I think she's white, or I don't know what Kaleigh is. You know, she's of the Caucasian persuasion or Hispanic, South African, whatever. DJ Naked got some money. One thing I really, really did like, during the wedding, DJ Naked went and had a talk with Sharif, the young dude that Zari was marrying. And Sharif was talking about how he has concerns that Zari be too flirtatious with Diamond and shit. And I love the fact that in that moment, DJ Naked was like, no, you two belong together. He said like all of the right things. You know what I'm saying? He could be a hole too, but I love the fact that he had a way with his words and he said all of the right things to comfort that man and to try to promote them, you know, being married and in love. Because we know how some of these dudes over here is, man, fuck that girl, man, you know, like some of these dudes ain't pro-love like that. So I love the fact that DJ Naked did that. And then in this instance, when he went to Diamond, he was trying to tell him that too. Like, you need to meet with Sharif. Y'all need to da-da-da-da. It's given DJ Naked is trying to, they put DJ Naked in a position that Deal was in last season. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the peacemaker, the voice of reason, bring everything together. Anyway, girl. So Fantana meets with Annie. And this caused a lot of shit during the season too. They go to lunch and Annie like, hey, this is after the wedding. Annie like, hey girl, I want to meet you. I want to get to know you. But during the damn lunch, Annie started talking shit about everybody. She started talking shit about Nadia. She said Nadia is going through a whole bunch of shit and she just taking it out on everybody, which we do find out that Nadia is going through a lot of shit. Nadia was married to this producer. She wasn't married. I think they were engaged to this producer. His name is AK. His name is AKA. He was very famous, but he had like a sudden death. He was gunned down. He was murdered. So Nadia is distraught. So, and I feel like that played a huge role in Nadia's, how she acted this season. I already kind of didn't like her. She was okay. But this season, Nadia was a bitch. Do y'all think Nadia was a bitch because she dealing with the loss of her man? I feel like maybe she should have took this season off because she was like, Nadia was giving me Destiny Payton. You know what I'm saying? Just negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you fucking up the vibe of everything. She was fucking up some events. Anyway, but girl, so Annie and Fantana meeting. Annie starts talking about Swanky though. She like, he's a user. People looking for him in Legos. He can't come to Legos because they got into it. She said that he doesn't have the recording. So the whole thing, in case y'all didn't watch the last season. So Swanky said that he was on the phone with Annie's manager. Annie's manager three-way call. They was on some three-way call type of shit. Annie got on the phone with her manager and started dogging Swanky out. Mind you, Swanky has been with Annie for a very long time. Annie used to be a famous actress. She just hasn't been in movies in a very long time. And Swanky was always styling her and helping her and being her confidant while she was going through all of this shit with Tubaba and all of these other girls. So, Annie feels like Swanky crossed her. But Swanky feel like, bitch, you crossed me because I was on three-way when you was dogging me out to your manager and I'm supposed to be your best friend. They both from Nigeria and they've been friends for like a very, very long time. So Annie is talking about she wants these voice recordings. I guess the recordings of the phone conversation. And Swanky like, bitch, I told you I was on the three-way. I don't have a fucking phone voice recording. But Fantana is just sitting there like, okay, like I'm a new bitch. But Fantana is Swanky and Nadia's friend. So she already saying like, I hope this bitch know that the second, I'm finna go back and tell my friends exactly what you said. She was like, I felt like you brung me to lunch just to talk shit about my friends. So after that, Fantana, of course, she go right back and tell Nadia and tell, you know, Swanky all the shit that they said. Girl, so they go to this event. It was so many events, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't remember all of the events. It was a lot of dinners. It was a lot of parties. Just know that they was bad. That the table settings was bad. It was elegant and everybody came dressed to impress. Everybody came looking good. So at this dinner, so at this time, like Keefe and Annie is cool now. Keefe and Annie meet and they kind of bond over being single mothers. And I think at this point, Keefe low-key don't like Nadia because she feel like Nadia messy because Nadia got into it. Nadia got into it with Annie at the little lunch they had when Luis and Fantana ended up getting into it. That was a bunch of shit. But so they at this little dinner or whatever. Zari came, they at Casey dinner. So Casey is DJ Naked girlfriend. So they end up getting into it or whatever. Girl, Zari was like, I can't control myself. Like, as soon as Zari seen Annie, she was like, bitch, what was that shit you was saying about my motherfucking wedding hoe? And why is you worried about my young nigga when your man he got babies all over the world? You need to worry about why your man is making babies all over the world. So I was wondering, we remember Baba had babies like last season. Has Baba had more babies or like have more girls came out saying that they pregnant since last season? Because I feel like, so Zari and Annie, they end up making up after that. But I wonder, because Zari kept saying like, are you okay? Are you okay? I figured the way that Swanky and, okay, we'll talk about that. So at the dinner, Zari and Annie is really getting into it, but Zari really going in on her like, bitch, don't worry about me and my young man. That ain't got shit to do with you, bitch. You need to be worried about your husband making all of these babies all over Africa. So then Annie go look at Swanky and was like, oh, you not gonna say nothing? You not gonna help me? Like, you supposed to be my friend. You gonna sit there like you quiet? Swanky was like, come on, say I'm a bitch. What the fuck is you talking about? Fantana just told me that you called me a user and you said that I was fake and some shit about a voice note. So then Annie and Swanky started getting into it. And Swanky was pissed off because Swanky was like, did you say people are trying to beat me in Lagos? He's like, did you send people to beat me in Lagos? Because, you know, she said that Swanky couldn't come to Lagos. She was like, Swanky can't even come to Nigeria fucking around with me and my guy. We go. No, anyway, that was like the little classy African way of saying it. But then Swanky was like, did you say you got people out to beat me in Lagos? What's the tea? You want me to take up for you in this argument with Zari, bitch, but Fantana just told me you was dogging me out at lunch. So all of them go in on Annie. Annie runs home. She called Baba. She want to take her ass back to Nigeria. So he sent her a jet and a plane so she could take her ass back to Nigeria. But right after that, so DJ Naked wasn't at the event, but Kaleigh went home and told him like they was ghetto at my event. They fucked it up. So DJ Naked go see Annie, and it was amazing that Annie turned herself into a victim. Wasn't that crazy how Annie just turned herself into a victim? Like, they were all ganging up on me. She called them a bunch of wild animals or some shit. Bitch, you the one who went to her wedding talking all of that shit. You the one who went to lunch with Fantana talking all of that shit about Swanky after y'all allegedly made up, bitch. It's your fault. Annie is crazy, girl. Annie is crazy. But later on, Annie and Swanky, they come together at the house. Zari goes over there and she's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And then she brings Swanky in after her and Annie make up. And then Swanky agreed, you know, they like forget about the little tapes. They just want to move on. I do like that they don't harp on the drama. They always want to move on past it and like make up. But I feel like Zari and Swanky know that Annie is dealing with something beyond them. I feel like they know she's either dealing with like some sort of mental health issue, drug issue, whatever she's dealing with. And I feel like they just trying to help her. I think they love her enough that they don't give a damn about the petty arguments because they concerned about her well-being. Literally. I feel like that's the elephant in the room during this whole season, is that everybody knows that Annie got a way bigger issue than what's on the show. Because DJ Naked goes to see her and then she talks about how she had a miscarriage. Like I said, she was playing a victim. And then DJ Naked puts together this event. kind of like a recovery party or something, like for Annie to address the group and try to get back in everybody good graces after she then dogged everybody out and tried to play the victim. Nadia, miserable ass though, she goes off on Annie. First of all, she was mad at DJ Naked because you invited me and lied and said it was your event when it's for Annie. She called her destructive, miserable, old, cold bitch. She called this bitch everything under the sun. And she low-key was mad because she's going through something. She just lost her spouse. Like, he just died. And y'all are catering to Annie when she's being hella toxic and mean, which I went through a lot of shit too, and I'm not acting like an evil bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt where Nadia was coming from, but I still feel like she was ratcheting up the event. It's crazy because all of their events were really posh and elegant, and everybody came dressed to the nines, looking good as hell, but they always fucked them up. They always broke out in big ass arguments. People left carrying long ass gowns and shit. Exactly. Exited the scene. It was crazy, child. So in the midst of all of that, what else happened? We get introduced to Ito, who is the famous Nigerian actress. I don't know what her real point was. I could have dealt without her. She was cool. She was pretty. Can we talk? Y'all want to talk about them wigs? Now, my wig ain't always been the best, child. But y'all got all of this money. What pissed me off is that they had all of that money and spent all of that money on them fashions, and the wigs was questionable. Now, the wigs was way better than last season. I'll give them that. Some of the wigs was slayed. Fantana, some of her wigs was slayed. And I'm going to give it to Fantana. Fantana went from black to blonde to whatever you want, ho. I'm going to give you what you want. Zari, I don't know. Some of hers was really hit or miss. Any oldie, some are a lot. I seen her lines a lot. I also didn't like that a lot of the girlies had on heavy makeup. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with a dark skinned girl and under those lights, it started looking real shiny and leather facey. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really feeling that. But the wigs, like I said, it was touch and go. The wigs was on life support. Some of them was in critical condition, but I digress. So any oldie comes in, if I fucking up her name, y'all correct me. Her major storyline was her and Luis. Luis was trying to find a girl. He of course, he wanted to do the surrogacy thing like he wanted to do last season with Zari, which he got in trouble for that. So I don't know why he would continue to do this. I guess because he misses family and he don't have a family. But him and Sharif invites Annie to this surrogacy thing. So he's invited all of these girls and he want her to help pick one of the girls. Kind of like a contestant thing. And she was like, no, that's disrespectful to women. Annie immediately curses him out and goes off on him, which he definitely deserved it. And then he was all sad for the rest of the season and apologetic. And that was really the only thing we got from Annie. She got into it with Annie a little bit, but that was it. What else did I miss? Diamond was getting into it with Sharif, girl, so Sharif was mad that about the Zari thing, about her saying that she allegedly wanted to have new babies with him. So Diamond tells him, like, hey man, your girl, she wanted to fuck me. That's what Diamond was basically saying. Like, she wanted me. I didn't want your bitch wanted me. And he was like, I text her. She got the text messages. She could prove it. It is what it is. So Diamond was being real smooth and player about it. Zari was lying the whole time. Even when they got into it at that dinner party or whatever, Zari was like, no, and I won't stand for this, and left out. She just like all of the attention on her. I'm with Keefe. You just like all of the attention, bitch. And Sharif, if you know better, you would get rid of Zari. You would leave her. That girl is wasting your time. And she's 44 years old. Let it go. I'm all for Stella getting her groove back, But Zari playing games. And when Diamond was hanging with the dudes, they was asking him about Fantana and shit. He was like, we just smashing. Fantana love her some Diamond. But every time Diamond talk about Fantana, he be like, it ain't nothing serious. We just smashing. We just smashing. I told you. She is just a little whore. That's what he was giving or whatever, which is crazy. Because don't act like that. Because when he around Fantana, like I said, girl, Diamond is coming with, what I can, even though he a creep, Diamond is coming with rose petals. This man coming with flowers. I'm sure he probably buying bags, Hermes bags, and Gucci, Louis, Prada. Did y'all see when, because Fantana first got into it with him because he was talking to the Tanzania girl. He smoothed her clean on over. he smooth talked the shit out of her. Talking about something, when I pull down my glasses, I feel like they think it's sincere. So yeah, it worked for me. So I pull down my glasses and look into her eyes, and she think that she think that I'm telling the truth. Girl, please. Anyway, but when he souped her head up that one time, she went up to that rooftop apartment, baby. It was like a rooftop apartment. There was glass all throughout. And she was walking up the stairs with petals of roses. And he had red heart balloons and shit. He was like, I like to spoil my women. He might be a dog, but I ain't gonna lie. I might have dropped the pennies that night. If some Teddy Pendergrass was playing in the background, I might have dropped the panties. I was like, okay, girl. Anyway, but when he around, so he whining and dining Fantana and souping her head up. But then when he get around the dudes, he talking about, I'm just smashing her. And then when they start asking about Zari and the Sharif thing, because Luis is like, hey, Sharif is my homeboy. Please stay away from Zari, because he thinks some shit going on. Diamond, like, I told him that was his girl who was on me. He was like, and whenever you get through, I know she want me. So they start snickling and giggling. and he like, no, it's not that I think. It's not that I think. I do not think. I know. I know. It was so funny because Diamond is so confident for no reason. Like, baby, you are not that cute. But his confidence and his swag do make him cute. So I see why the girlies like him. And I think that Zari still want him. I think if Diamond called her today and said, come ride this pony, this girl would knock Sharif down and run out that house and go jump on Diamond's zick. Exactly. Anyway, so what else happened, y'all? Zari and Keffe, they beefing or whatever. They beefing over the whole wedding thing. And Keffe feels like Zari is downplaying her marriage because Zari said, hey, I thought there was an internet thing. I thought you were doing like promo and content and it wasn't a real wedding. And I'm assuming the Nigerian blogs was talking about it, and Keffe is getting separated with this dude. So she deep in her feelings or whatever about this. Meanwhile, so with Casey and DJ Naked, I'm sorry it seemed like I'm all over the place, y'all, but it was a lot of shit going on. So with Casey Kelsey, was it Kelsey or Casey? Yeah. Kaleigh. So Kaleigh and DJ Naked, they've been together for like 5 years. So everybody is pressuring them to like get married. And DJ Naked is low-key living through Diamond. Because every time the dudes get together, he take up for Diamond in all of his player ways. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps saying, if she want to get married, she can leave. If she want to she can leave. So he was giving asshole vibes, which he gave asshole vibes like that season 1 and season 2. The whole time, Kaleigh, you sitting there waiting on this man to propose to you. It wasn't until the older ladies got into the mix. Kanye came onto the scene that they kind of, you know what I'm saying, talk some sense into this situation. So first she was talking to like Nadia and any oldie. And they kind of souped her head up. So then she was looking for an apartment. He ended up getting mad at her and shit. But I don't think she really wanted to get a new apartment, because even when he confronted her about it, she was trying to act like, no, we said we was gonna get a new place, you know, for like business and da. So you can tell she was just going along with what the girl said, and she probably was embarrassed. And I was with Zari. Zari said she wouldn't wait. I wouldn't either, because one thing I know about African men, if they like you, they'll marry you next week. They'll marry you in 7 days flat. If they really like your ass. Exactly. But so the fact that she been waiting for years, I don't know. He said that he been married twice, so he didn't really know. So let's talk about Kanye. Kanye comes in. The first time we see her is in the scene with her and Nadia, and she's talking about how bad Nadia is hurting, and Nadia breaks down over her producer husband that's gone. And then they also talk about Fantana might be pregnant. Girl, Fantana might be pregnant by Diamond. After all of that whining and dining and shit. Girl, you let that man hit it raw, knowing he got all of these other girls that he messed with. And Diamond like, yes, another African king. He ain't shit. Because you keep telling everybody that you just smashing her and you not taking her serious. But if she pregnant, you down for the cause. That's because he know he can control her, like Zari. He know that once you my baby mama, I can control you and I got access to you forever. Y'all better watch out for them dudes. That's why I ain't got no babies by their ass. They feel like once you have a baby by me, I got access to you and I can control you. Anyway, girl, so first of all, why did Kanye, I told y'all about that bleaching shit. Why does Kanye look like that, y'all? And I'm going to go easy on Kanye because I feel like Kanye is going through some shit too. So she meets up with DJ Naked because they're really, really close. They go for like a little ride in her Ferrari. Mind you, Kanye is a famous actress too. She got paper, she got bank. She was on last season. This one I liked Kanye. Last season she was like, so her and Zari was beefing because Kanye messed with Zari's ex-husband. So she was like, I'm sorry, but if your man is in the club and he buys champagne, we're gonna pop champagne. And if we pop champagne, we're going to twerk. She just put it down like that. Bitch, if your man in the club buying bottles, we gonna pop champagne and we gonna twerk, ho. That's how she put it to Zari. It was crazy. I wonder why Kanye wasn't on this season full time. I would have liked to see her on the season full time. Even though she looked like the damn cowboy from Toy Story in her confessionals with that damn white face, I still like Kanye, and I still like how people respect her in the group. Like, you could tell Nadia and them respect her when she came there. And then that conversation with DJ Naked, she is the one who convinced DJ Naked to propose to Kaleigh, to me. Because he was complaining. He was like, she's never satisfied. She's never happy. I feel like if I gave her more, she still wouldn't be happy. She still wouldn't be happy. And Kanye was like, why don't you try giving her everything and then see how that goes? I was like, okay, Michael Jackson. Okay, Michael Jackson face. Exactly. But you know what? I always thought low-key that Kanye and DJ Naked belong together. Because Kanye, he said that Kanye is the only, DJ Naked said that Kanye is the only person that he could truly confide in and tell all of his thoughts. And Kanye was like, I had to remove myself for a few months. And Kanye is engaged to this really young boy, too. And I feel like maybe Kanye and DJ Naked belong together. You know, did y'all ever think that? I don't know. If you've seen season 1 and season 2, they act like brothers and sisters, but I think they might be soulmates. You know what I'm saying? And they just spending their time with Kaleigh and the other dude, but that's not who they really supposed to be with. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, what else happened? Like I said, they had the little zoo getaway. That was cute. They was talking about the big elephant zick. Diamond tries to take Keffe on a date. So Luis likes Keffe. But you know they always had that competition because Luis also liked Fantana, but Fantana was like, I'd rather drink urine than have sex with you. That girl said, I'd rather drink urine than have sex with you, talking about Luis. So Luis and Diamond always got this like underlying beef or whatever, because Diamond always get the girls that Luis like. And it's the same thing with Keffe. When Keffe first came in, Luis kind of liked her, but Diamond was like, I mean, why wouldn't you like me? I'm Diamond. I'm Diamond Platinumz. Boy, shut your dirty ass up. Anyway, but this was really good. So Diamond motherfucking ass invites Keffe on a date. And Keffe like, who is you, ho? Okay, well, you know, let me know when you set something up. What's tea? So Diamond invites Keffe on a date. When she get there, he got this huge bouquet of roses. It was like really like everything. He was giving smooth, suave. He was like, she's a 10, but I'm going to say she a 7. You know, trying to humble her. You know, Diamond is a fuck boy. Let's not get it twisted. You a little funny, but you a fuck boy. Exactly. Anyway, girl, but Keffe my type of girl. Keffe like, oh, okay. And what's going on with you and Fantana? Oh, yeah, me and Fantasia, yeah, she's, I'm just smashing her. It ain't nothing serious. In walks Fantana. They set his ass up, exactly. Girl, and she like, now what was said, bitch? What was you just saying? And Keffe like, no, what was you just saying about her? Diamond like, check, please. His ass like, I can't believe these hoes set me up. And he leaves the restaurant. He leaves them there, and they already know what time it is. Like, he running. A lot of African men run from confrontation when it comes to the women's shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, because right after that, when Fantana thinks she pregnant and stuff, she fall right back into his arms. And she trying to play it off to her friends like, hey, you know, I be like that with dudes, so that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt. And it's crazy because Diamond want her to be pregnant. Diamond is like, ooh, yeah, and laying out the red carpet and all of this other shit, and he want her to be pregnant. Meanwhile, you out here trying to mess with Keffe. Girl, he is so trifling. Diamond is trifling. I don't know why Fantana is so naive and stupid. I don't know if it's because he's like a major rapper superstar or whatever, but Saucy Fantana, you could do better. Saucy, you could do better. Saucy Fantana, you could do better, girl. Anyway, so all of that drama happened. We get to the party or whatever. So they have like this major party towards the end. Swanky is hosting this party. I'm not sure what this theme was for real. But everybody is dressed in these like extravagant gowns. I love Fantana's gown. It was like a long red satin number. I didn't care for Zari's number. I didn't care for Swanky's outfit in this scene. Luis looked really, really nice. Any Odie, she looked cool, but I still didn't like her hairline with that wig. So Luis apologizes to Annie. They hug it out. It was really, really special because Swanky was about to beat Luis' ass once again this season over that shit he pulled with Annie. Because at the surrogacy thing, when she got an attitude, he gonna tell her, you can go. Bitch, you invited me, hoe ass nigga. And Annie was like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? She was like, do you know who I am? You invited me here and you got me on this bullshit disrespecting me. Annie was checking the dog shit out of Luis all of this episode. And that's why I don't like him. Because you was pulling that tough guy shit. And then once somebody started checking your ass, and him and Swanky was getting in his ass about going against his girl. That's why I fuck with Swanky. Because Swanky will take... The dudes notice Swanky go... Like how in most of the reality TV shows, the gay man always hangs out with the girls. Swanky hangs out with the girls, but he's at every man event too. And the men still respect him. And he goes up for the girls. He protects the girls. And you see Luis set his motherfucking ass down when they got into it at that table. And Swanky was in his face like, no, motherfucker, you do not talk to her like that. I was like, oh, that's why I like Swanky. That's why I like Swanky. Exactly. Anyway, so at this last event, girl, at the very beginning of the damn event, Keffe gets up and she started talking about Zari. like how you said that my marriage was fake. And let's be clear, I never wanted to be your friend. And Zari was like, hold on. And it started off like, Kiki, like, let me make a toast. Bitch, I never liked you. I never wanted to be your friend. And why was you talking about my marriage was fake? And then she sat down and was like, yeah, because mind you, they in beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Bitch, and when I tell you, Zari, Sharif, like, just be quiet, baby. Zari gets up and like, no, since she want to talk shit, I got an announcement too. You dirty asshole. She was like, first of all, you the one who must be concerned. The blogs is gonna blog and they gonna talk or whatever. Anyway, so Zari and Kiki end up getting into it. Kiki like, oh, you want to play with me, and throws the drink over Zari. Mind you, Zari is like she getting a rain shower, like she in the umbrella video. Like, you know what that goes to show? Zari wanted that reaction out of Kiki. She wanted to get Kiki out of her element and to throw that drink on her, because while water and Hennessy or whatever the hell there was in that glass was getting thrown on Zari, Zari was smirking. Zari thinks she won. Like, I got you out of your character. And even Diamond was like, ew, I don't like that. Because they big on words. You know what I mean? They have a lot of Africans have a certain level of decorum, I feel like, and a certain level of class that they try to maintain. Even if they cursing each other out in ball gowns and all of that other shit, I feel like once it get to like the fighting and the ghetto ratchet stuff, that's when they start looking at you crazy. That's why I don't play well with a lot of African men. Because don't push my buttons, because I'm going to get ghetto with your ass. And then you looking at me like, oh, don't get ghetto. Bitch, you just fucking, you know what I'm saying, just pissing off. Anyway, so Kiki ends up leaving. She pissed off at everybody. Zari and her man leave. Kaleigh leaves because she's pissed off that Zari left, because Kaleigh and Zari are good Judies like this. Anyway, so DJ Naked and Kaleigh go home. But he got it all set up with the wine and the roses and all of this other shit. And then it was really, really cute because he said he always complained about her wanting to sleep in her soccer jerseys. So he pulls out these 2 soccer jerseys that he got her, like, hey, you want some champagne? These are your little jerseys for you to sleep in. And, she was snickling and giggling and stuff. And then he was like, I want you in my life forever. And then he gets down and he proposes to her. Hold on. Now, I was really, really happy that Kaleigh finally got, her proposal. She was finally getting married. But was it just me? Kaleigh's reaction wasn't big enough for me. You've been talking to this dude and living with this dude for 5 years. You've been complaining, talking about how you want a house. Y'all done started beefing and all of this other shit. And I was really on Naked side, because ain't no way we live together and I got to find out from some outside people that you not happy with me and you looking for another place. I was on DJ Naked side. But to me, it wasn't a big enough reaction from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought she was going to be overjoyed and doing all of the things. Kaleigh responded. I feel like it was a lot of buildup for a mild-ass response. She didn't jump on them. She didn't hug them. She didn't seem overwhelmed. It was just nothing. It was nothing. I like DJ Naked, but I don't necessarily like Kaleigh. Kaleigh don't give enough for me. She too bland. I was really pissed off that you finally got proposed to and we didn't get no jumping up and down. I love you. We didn't get nothing. Maybe it's because she felt like she had to drag it out of him. I don't know, y'all, but to me, that wasn't the climax that I wanted. I felt like that was supposed to be the climax of the season and Kaleigh didn't serve it. Kaleigh didn't sell that for me. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, but back at the party, everybody apologizes to everybody. Swanky just agrees to like coexist with Annie. Like I said, I feel like Annie is going through a lot of drug addictions and all of that other stuff. But child, that was pretty much the season. It was just a lot of drama, a lot of accents, a lot of loud talking, and I don't know. So tell me what y'all think. I'll come back tomorrow if I missed anything and we can talk about some extra shit. Tell me y'all favorite parts of the episode, y'all favorite arguments of the episode. Who was the best dressed male and the best dressed female? For me, who was the best dressed female? I think for me, the best dressed female was Keffi. I'm going to give it to her. That Dolce & Gabbana headpiece was everything to me. And then when she hit him with that natural style towards the end, that was killing everybody's wigs. Zari did her little thing, but I didn't like her last gown. And she gives a lot of, like, I don't know. Zari just don't really do it for me. It gives, like, typical. You know what I'm saying? Typical prom type of shit. I really like, so I think Keffi is the best dressed woman. The best dressed male. Girl, did y'all see Diamond come in with that cute at Swanky party? I would have gave it to Diamond, but he had on that cute, and then he was giving me 90s rapper vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like big ass jeans, you know, like, I don't know. Like Atlanta, you know, I don't know. So I guess Swanky, some of this, I didn't like Swanky outfit in that last scene, but when Swanky came, first of all, his boots was killing it. A lot of his boots was that girl. Notice he had on them huge ass platform boots a lot. Swanky don't give a fuck about none of that. And he had on bags. He had on bags after bags after bags. And I just really loved that pink outfit. It was like pink, it was hot pink shorts with the shirt. And then he had on like this huge silver link necklace. I want to know where the fuck that necklace came from. Because I love it. It was big, it was gaudy, and I like big gaudy jewelry. Anyway, tell me who was the worst person, who y'all could have dealt without. I could have went without any Odie. She got on my nerves, and Luis. Them the two that I could have dealt without. I low-key could have dealt without Kaleigh. And tell me what y'all think about Annie, girl. Would y'all be friends with Annie? We gonna pray for Annie. Anyway, that's all I got for Young, Famous, and African. Tell me what y'all thought about this season. The only thing I'm thinking is we need more of a Young, Famous, and African formula. I need the American folks to incorporate that reality TV into our reality TV. Because I want more fashions. I want more effort and energy and money put into these damn events, bitch. I feel like we getting a disservice over here. Are the African girlies outdressing the housewives? That's the real question, friend. Are the African girlies outdressing the housewives and the reality TV girlies in the U.S.? Do we need to step our coochie up? I don't know. Anyway, friend, that's all I got. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe. Tell me all of y'all thoughts, what y'all thought about Young, Famous, and African. If this is your first season watching, was this a good watch? Was it a bad watch? Tell me, like, best friend, I wasted my time. I wasted my time listening to your ass watching this shit. Anyway, so I'll talk to you later, friend. You have a good night. Bye-bye.